Well, hello, how are you? Welcome, I'm so glad you could stop by. I'm Sally Jack's TV mum. I just have to show you, do you like my Christmas mug? This is about a coffee and a catch-up, although I've got water. And it's about something that's happening on YouTube, which you may not be aware of. It's called COPPA. It's called the Child's Online Privacy Protection Act. I just had to read it from down there. And it's been set by FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commission, because YouTube is owned by Google, but it's obviously American. So everything is American law, but of course YouTube is worldwide, so everybody has to govern by those laws. And the reason why I wanted to tell you this is because it's you may not have heard of it, or you may have heard of it, and then I just kind of want to not protect, because I can't protect, but kind of let you know what the future could possibly hold with YouTube. And it doesn't matter what anybody puts out, what any message anybody puts out, any scaremongering people put out, actually nobody knows what's going to happen. So, and I don't completely understand it. I'm going to say it in layman's terms as far as I know what's happening with COPPA, but I just want to let you know, because I know that you watch on a regular basis, and just in case anything happens, then you know what's happened. So here we go. So COPPA protects children online, which is very, very important. Very important. This is run by the FTC because, of course, we know what happens online and what can happen online with children. So we are fully aware of what can happen. And, of course, COPPA has been around since 1998 to protect children online. And that protection for children comes under the age of 13 because that's what they class as a child in America. So anywhere else, it's going to be the same as America if you're YouTube, so it's under 13. Now, I just have to clarify, I'm only small time on YouTube. I've only just started. I love you dearly, but at this present moment in time, I'm just approaching 4,200, which I would love to have more. So if you can press that subscribe button, I would love you to join my family. And I do lots of different things, all the fluff of life, all the fabulous stuff. And I also throw the stuff that's not so good as well in there, just to show you that life isn't all a fairy tale and a fairy dust. So I'm only small time, but you've got a lot of YouTubers that are big time on there, that'll have millions of followers, that make their career and their money from YouTube, and especially a lot of family vloggers, and that's really important as we come on to it. Now, COPPA is there to protect children online, and it's to protect children online from, and unfortunately, I'm just going to say it, I'm just going to be bluntly, because I am, that's what I am, sick individuals that are out there, sick individuals that should be locked up. And hopefully if they catch them, they will be. So that's what it's there for. Now, YouTube, unfortunately, now whether this is their fault or not, because if you think about it, my laptop, my phone is all synced up to Sally Jack's. So whenever Frankie Jack picks it up, he's signing in as me. YouTube doesn't know whether he's signing in as me. They think that's me because he's going in through my channel, the way that I go in, not my channel, but the channel I go in through. So you think about all the children that watch on YouTube, and a lot of people, apparently the stats are very high as to how many children watch YouTube. And obviously there's a lot of YouTube content on there for kids. However, if you're under the age of 13, then YouTube and mothers and parents and guardians should be making their children watch YouTube Kids, okay? But who does? I don't. So maybe, yes, that's a slap on the back of my hand. But basically, they're collecting data from children. Now, I don't understand how they could collect data from Frankie Jack, but there we go. It's a grey area that I'm not very good on. I would have thought they would have been collecting my data, but apparently they've been collecting data of children, and because of that, they have come under a fine with the FTC and the COPPA law, so, or COPPA, whichever way you pronounce it, and they've been fined. Some people are saying 170 million, some people are saying 180 million, whichever it is, it's a whopping great amount. So obviously YouTube now want to protect their backs, which you would do as a business, but unfortunately, the way some of it if I've got this correct, the way some of it has been worded, it's almost like they're just shooting at all the creators. And if you are on YouTube, you are considered so I'm considered a creator. And it's a little bit worrying. So because of this, they've made this law now that comes into play on the 1st of January 2020. So just in a month's time, it comes into play that you have to state whether your channel is for children, or if you opt for sort of the in-between, then you have to go every single video. So there's some videos up there, if you're going to be talking about maths tuition at sort of GCSE level or A level, it's going to be considered as for adults because it's over the age of 13. Now, if I look at my analytics, which you can look behind the scenes of what happens on YouTube, and let me tell you, I'm not that great on tech either, but if I go to my analytics on YouTube, then it actually states that I have no audience whatsoever under the age of 17, okay? So I have no audience. Majority of my audience starts at the age of 25, most starts at the age of 35 and go up to the age of 65. So that's mostly my audience. So that's you, whatever age you are, and I'm not asking what your age is because that's obviously rude, but whatever age you are, I can almost guarantee that you will definitely be over the age of 17 and almost definitely be over the age of 25. So I'm okay, or am I? And that's where I want to explain, because this is where it gets a little bit tricky for me to be able to understand exactly what's happening. Because COPPA have brought in this law where you have to state each video if you haven't put your channel, because my channel isn't for kids. None of my content is made for kids. Not even the Halloween party that I do is, excuse me, that's Zippy barking in the background. Not even my content of my Halloween parties or my Christmas parties or my Willy Wonka parties. Yes, it's family friendly, but it's not intended for children. It's intended for adults to show them how I have thrown a party, what to do, maybe what not to do, what I've made, how I've made it, so on and so forth. Because if you see at the beginning of the video, I go around and I say, I've made this, this is how I put this together, this is where I bought this, So it's made for adults. So, but obviously you look at that and you think, well, yeah, that's borderline. That could be made for kids as well because there's kids in it. But they're now stating rules that if you've got children in the video, child actors, if you've got animated characters, if you've got flashing lights, if you've got colourful backgrounds, colourful lights going on, if you're using words such as dude or hey or cool, if you're making food that entices children, if it's even beauty that entices children, if children look at it in that sort of way. But actually that's very grey matter, isn't it? If you look at that, it's a very grey area, because if you think about it, an awful lot of stuff is for children. When I make a wreath, a kid could be interested in that. When I make a gnome, a kid could be interested in that. When I'm spraying glitter on something, a child could be interested in that, but I'm not making it for children. But they're either saying you are making it for children or you aren't making it for children. So you're going to say, well, just clarify that you're making it for children, which is what I will have to do to start off with. And this is where I'll go into it a little bit more. And the reason being is because from the 1st of January, it's what they call bots. They put bots in the system to track if you're doing any of this. Now, even though my analytics, my audience states that it is not for children, because my audience says it, they're over 25, even though it says that, and I might have a flashing Christmas light, I might have a Christmas tree, I might have a Santa walking in on one of my videos, but it is clearly for adults. I've made it for adults. I've still got to mark it as children. Now, for people that are making money, because I hardly make anything, I'm telling you, from what you watch my videos, I probably make 2p. So I make hardly any money at this stage. However, people that are bigger do make their income from it. And they've got people that work for them. So they're employing people. So you think about it, the employment of YouTube is brilliant. Okay, so people are employing people. So people are in work because of YouTube. Their income, their family income might be cut by 80 to 90%. Now, if you think about it, if that's their sole income and you, on your salary, were cut by 80 to 90%, you're going to be in a blind panic, aren't you? So there's going to be a lot of people that are very, very worried. And it's not just the monetary reasons. For me, it's the other reasons. So if you watch my video, at the end, there's an end screen. So I'll call it an outro. And it will tell you, please subscribe. And then it will give you another video that you can watch. That won't happen anymore if my video is marked for children. So if you get to the end, then there's nothing for you to click on to go and watch something else. Because, of course, I want you to stay on my channel. Another thing is that the community. Now, I don't know whether you've spotted this yet, but I have set it up. Every YouTube channel has a community, and so I post pictures on there and I post comments and things, and I want people to comment back, and some of you have started to do it. It's not massive, my community, yet, but I'm growing it. If I mark anything as children, I won't have a community anymore. That means I can't communicate with you. So at the moment you're probably thinking, well, yours isn't that big anyway, so it doesn't matter. But then again, like on this video, I'll say right at the start, comment in the comment section below. You're not going to be able to do that anymore. Now, this video, of course, it's absolutely categorically not made for children under the age of 13, not really made for anybody under the age of 17 or 18. But I won't have my comment section anymore if I have to label it for children. So if I do a Christmas party, you want to comment on it, you're not going to be able to. So I absolutely tell you, please, please, please go and sign up to my Instagram. Sign up, make sure you press that like button and join my page on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. If you've got all those social media platforms, go and join them. I'm at Sally Jacks TV Mum on all of them. Go and join them. And the reason being is because I post every day, whatever the vlog is, I post the thumbnail, you know, the picture that you click on YouTube. I post that on all my social media. So if I can't comment, I can comment and talk to you via that way. I love talking to you. I absolutely love it. You know, that's you're like my family, and that's going to be taken away. Now, okay, I'm small fry, but what about these people that have got 2 million? These people that have watched people for 9-10 years and are now not going to be able to comment because they're family vloggers. And it's not really made for children, but they're going to have to mark it as children. Do you see what I mean? Now, it's very difficult because everybody's saying that YouTube need to make that family button. But how do YouTube differentiate between child and family? It is a very, very difficult thing to do. If you think about it, absolutely point. I want them to be a middle button so I can say, no, mine's family. Mine's for anybody, but really, it's not really for under 18s. Or under 15, should I say. Never mind under 13s. Mine it is for adults. But it's so difficult. So all these things, all these extra things are going to be taken away from YouTubers. Now, there's something called bots. So when you upload a video, there's bots in the system, and they will spot whether you've got a character, whether you've got any animation, whether you've got colour, whether you've got flashing lights. So even though my analytics state that I've got an older audience, those bots could come in and take my videos away. Because let's face it, this has never been done before. The bots have never been run before, and it's computerized. Computers go wrong. It's not like it's a person sat there going, oh, I've made a mistake with that, let me rectify it. And actually, YouTube is faceless. There is nobody for me to go and talk to. I cannot go and physically talk to anybody. It's all via email, which is annoying, but of course it's so big. How do they manage it? So I'm not trying to blame anybody, but it's very difficult. It's going to be a very difficult time. So the reason why I'm putting this vlog out is that I want you to know is that if you violate the COPPA, which I don't believe that I am, although I'm going to try and mark everything, even if it's like the tiny smidgen as kid related, so that means you won't be able to comment anymore on some of them. If I do violate or have seemed to be violating the COPPA rules, which I shouldn't because they should go to their analytics, but if the bots are slightly off skew, then your channel can actually be taken down. So my channel could be taken down, or I could be fined $42,500 per video that I violate COPPA. It's scary. So what do YouTube say? They tell you to go and speak to your lawyer. The lawyers that will be lawyers in this area, because there's solicitors and whatever down in my local town centre, they're not going to know about the COPPA law. So if it is, postman's going to be here in a minute, so you're going to hear the dogs bark. Hello, it's live. He's going to post it through now. Listen to the dogs. There you go. They always do that. if this happens, I can't go to a lawyer, obviously, because that's going to cost me. The kind of lawyer that's going to be behind this, that's going to grab onto it, is going to be a smart cookie and is going to be charging through the nose. I can't afford that. I can't afford it. I make absolute pittance on YouTube. Absolute pittance. And that's why I say that my audience needs to grow, because the bigger it grows, the more money you make, therefore the bigger the projects or the more that you can do with it. And everything that I do on YouTube comes out of my own pocket. So do you see where I'm going with this? So what I'm saying to you is on the 1st of January, I could be gone. There is a possibility I could be gone. And then I don't have anybody to talk to. I don't have anybody to turn to. All my stuff's gone. Now, I don't know this is going to happen. Nobody does. And I'm talking the extreme here. But what if it does happen? So I want to let you know. Also, I will try and include Frankie Jack, because I know you love seeing him and I love putting my family in there. And poor Frankie Jack, I did something the other day and I said, "Oh, sorry, sweetheart, you can't be in it." And he started bawling his eyes out. Oh, I felt so guilty. I said, because I don't know, Mummy might get into trouble with you. What? But why, Mummy? Why would you be in trouble? And I'm thinking, well, this is my son. If I want to put him on my YouTube channel, that's my decision to do that, not YouTube's. But anyway, I see where it's all coming from, and it's very difficult. And some people might think, well, I wouldn't have put my child on mine anyway. I know it's a very difficult area. So therefore, the reason why I wanted to tell you is that I just don't know what may happen. Nobody does. So any COPPA, any FTC that you're reading about to do with this, nobody knows. Absolutely nobody knows what's going to happen to their channel. And a lot of people, if you're making your income, are very scared. I'm scared because I don't know what's going to happen, because I love doing what I'm doing and I love spending time with you. I love talking to you. I love communicating with you. So please make sure you followed me on all that other social media. I'll leave all the links below. And if you haven't got Instagram, please don't, because Instagram is the way that I do my giveaways as well. So if I am carrying on, it always goes through Instagram. Please don't say, because I've had a lot of comments say, oh, can't enter, because I had a Michael Kors giveaway. Oh, I can't enter because I haven't got Instagram. Now, I'm going to be doing a lot about this in the new year, and it's about positive mindfulness. And I've done a great interview, which I'm going to put out in the new year, and it's about positive mindfulness. Immediately, whoever said that to me, and I don't mean to be rude if it's you, but I'm just going to hit it straight down the barrel. You've immediately given up. So you've immediately negativity and you've given up. Instagram is free and it's free to join. And you don't have to post anything, but at least you've got that contact with me. Does that make sense? But if you say, oh, I haven't got Instagram, well, it's free. And so you've just put a barricade up against yourself, that negativity. So instead of being that mindfulness and being positive, you've instantly put a negativity and put a block in the way of which doesn't need to be there. I hope that makes sense in what I'm saying. So please don't message me and say you don't have Instagram. I know a lot of people don't like going on all these platforms. You don't need to use it, but it's free to join. So unless you are having problems joining it, then if you've got somebody in your family, maybe a daughter or a son or a family member or a granddaughter or a grandson that can help you set up, it's very, very simple. Because I know the older you get, technology comes a little bit scary, doesn't it? I know my mum's the same, and she's done a few things wrong on her mobile phone that we've had to kind of correct. But what I'm saying is that don't be negative with it. You can join. So don't use that excuse that you can't enter the competition or competitions that I'm running because you haven't got Instagram, because you can, because it's free. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Anyway, I think I've waffled on enough. Again, another long vlog, so I'll try and cut it down. I've said it in layman's terms about the FTC and COPPA because I'm not so sure whether I fully understand it, but what I've learnt and what I've read and what I have followed and watched, this seems to be the case. So I've done it in layman's terms. So for anybody else that's watching and just getting mind boggled by what people say, the scaremongering could be right and it could be so wrong. We don't know. And I don't think it's fair to chuck the blame on anybody, or a lot of people might go, yes, it is, it's YouTube's fault. Yes, it is, it's this fault. I don't know, because you've got to put yourself in those other people's positions and how you would have been. But I do know that YouTube should never have been collecting children's data. That is naughty. So where do we go from here? I'm hoping I'm going to stick around. I've got Vlogmas coming up, so I'm going to be hopefully vlogging every day at Christmas, but of course I'm working full-time as well, and I'm running a family, and I'm driving up and down the country, so sometimes it's not as easy, but I'm going to try and vlog every day for Vlogmas as well. I love you lots. Oh, I haven't even had a cup. It's going to go cold now, isn't it? Hot, tepid water. I'll see you later. I love you lots. Don't forget to subscribe, please. And don't forget to press that bell notification as well, because this one won't be marked for kids. Therefore, you can comment. You can leave your comment below. You can press that bell notification because that's going to be taken away as well. And you can subscribe. I'll see you later. Lots of love. Bye.